Hi everyone, I'm Martin and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel, MP Astro. Now, everyone, I know you're a bit curious to why I've changed my name. I just wanted to change and revamp my YouTube channel. And the reasons for that is I was part of an awesome group, a fantastic group to be part of. I really do encourage people to join that group. Right, for astronomy. I decided to go solo. I decided to do something different. I really wanted to revamp my videos, make great improvements to it, and start to express my feelings, my passion about astronomy. And to develop that is I needed to go solo. So I developed myself and start doing some major improvements to my videos. Although I do miss the group very much, I've worked with some fantastic colleagues over the years, some amazing people with some amazing talent. In the heart of passion, times we've got to move on. Despite a few disagreements with certain people. So the idea is I wanted to progress, show you my experiences in my own views, my own way of how I show what astronomy is all about. Okay, to take you through all the mishaps of astronomy. Alright, it's a very difficult subject to get into, and if you are trying to participate or trying to enjoy the night sky, it can be very tough to beginners. The real viewers out there are struggling. And I want to maintain that ethos of budget astronomy as well, right? Because we don't need to spend a ton of money to enjoy the hobby we enjoy the most. I see the same vision as Sir Patrick Moore. His passion was to keep astronomy real, to keep it for beginners, keep it as amateur base. I know we go too far in depth with professional level telescopes and astronomy, but sometimes astronomy is meant to be enjoyed for the many, not just a few. The amateur aspects of astronomy. So again, we set up our start telescopes, we set up our cameras to really start to enjoy our skies. Now, as you're aware of satellites reading our night sky, the ever enduring light pollution which is constantly destroying our night skies. Alright, we want to enjoy astronomy as best we can, and we need to also protect our night sky because we're being invaded by the so-called few people who they think they're doing a great improvement to help others, which is great, but in fact they are going to be damaging our night sky in the process, all because of power and greed. Here in this channel I want to keep it real to the viewers, and without you guys and girls I'm nothing. And it's YouTube channels like this that help bring this passion for astronomy, and we need to save our night sky. I am free to express my views. I am free to help others. I am free to show you the truth and also encourage you guys and girls and the kids amongst us that astronomy can be enjoyed by everyone at all levels. Here in my YouTube channel, I'm here to unleash the power of astronomy to all, and this is the purpose of this YouTube channel. I will continue to do product reviews and projects and find out new ways so that beginners and newcomers and even experienced astronomers can try it out for themselves and learn the night sky, able to take great pictures, able to observe the wonders of the universe. And this is the reason why I've decided to revamp my videos, change my YouTube channel, change my attitude to what astronomy really does stand for me. And again, you can follow me through the videos all the way across through my adventures. I will take you through. I've got loads of projects in hand, alright, and I've got good backing from the astro community, particularly all the members of now friends in Facebook. I thank you all for following me through. I do appreciate your support. Hopefully we could all work together, and things like these YouTube channels will help a lot of people. So if you like what you see in this video or the next coming videos, please hit the like button. Please subscribe onto my channel. Also hit the notifications bell. Now that's going to help you get notified of any new stuff coming out, which I'll publish very soon. Alright, there's going to be loads of things. A new beginning, a new start, a new image, and a new wave of astronomy. So from that on, please hit the bell. Really appreciate the support from a lot of my friends out there and colleagues that have been looking out for me. Alright, I thank you all for supporting me all the way. So to that end, I'm going to start on continuing my adventures with this fantastic little scope. Now this is the Skywatcher 114mm aperture Newtonian reflector. Now if you've not seen part 1, please check out the link at the top. I do mention this telescope in a lot of detail. I'm going to take you through my adventures with this telescope, from setting it up, hopefully do some crazy projects with this telescope, and also take you through some of my observing adventures as well with this telescope. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, however, wish me luck. So please follow me through these adventures. Alright, with this telescope. Again, this is not biased by any means. Okay, I bought this telescope out of my own pocket, and I'm going to give out my honest reviews on what things that need to be improved, because that's the whole idea of these videos, is to help companies as well to take on board of any points that I make out. I don't mean it as a negative way. I'm just here to just help companies improve on the products to make them better, so that you, the viewers, who are just starting out astronomy, will get the very best equipment and enjoy the night skies. So what we're going to do, like always, we're going to unleash the power of astronomy to all, to your guys and girls and the kids. And if you want to follow me through this part 2, let's crack on with this telescope. And let's do this. So the first step to setting up the Skywatcher 114 Skyhawk Newtonian reflector is, first off, you get a tripod. You can increase the length of the legs, alright, to your desired length, okay, and you just lock it in place like so. Alright, it's quite simple. Lock it in. Once you get the right height, that's fine. Okay. Spread the legs apart like so. That's your base, and all you have to do is get the accessory tray, lock it in place just like that. Now, as you're aware, very sturdy tripod. One thing I need to highlight is what I tend to use with this setup is use the front leg, ideally the one with the spirit level on the top, as your main leading leg when you're lining up the North Star or Polaris. And the reasons for that will become apparent further on and in the next few videos, okay, and you'll get to see why I suggest using this leading leg as your pointer to Polaris, okay. And there is a simple trick, it works for me, okay. There may be a few viewers out there that might say, well, actually there's I do it this way, okay. It doesn't matter, okay. We're all on these videos, we're all here to share our knowledge, share our a way of getting around the night sky, so it makes it easy for us all to get to enjoy astronomy, okay. There is no rules or rule books in astronomy, alright. There's no certain procedures, alright. Everyone's got a few hints and tips, okay. Everyone's different, and this is just one of my experiences, how I do things my way. We're going to put the pier. Now this is optional, you don't have to fit the pier. However, if you add the pier, it's going to extend the height of your setup, and to be honest with you, it is a handy little component. So it's quite easy. At the base here, it needs to be the internal thread, and this will thread into this part here. Again, use the thumb screws at the bottom and you just tighten it up. Okay, don't over tighten it, just tight, nipped up so that you can't rotate the actual base. So that's tight. Now at the tip of the pier, you notice there's 3 set screws. Now, as I mentioned on part 1, I described that this, if you slacken these nuts or the bolts, you can actually rotate the whole head. Now, there's one thing I need to address. Now, I have noticed, and I've set this up before, but I have noticed that this is fitted in a certain way. So what you do is you slacken all the bolts together and you lift it out. Here is a somewhat like a recess. Now this recess, I found that is the locking point. So you've got to have one of these bolts to lock onto that lug hole here. Now the reasons for that is if you didn't have this arrow aligned up to that bolt, what will happen is if you're rotating the mount, this will cause problems. Okay, so what I found, yeah, it's a handy feature, you can rotate the head, but one thing I found that this could cause problems with your setup, particularly if you're tracking something or you're trying to find objects or your poor alignment. So top tip, line it to that hole there, lock it in place, and you lock all 3 bolts. So then this, if it moves like that, just tighten it up, and then again keep tightening it, and there we go, we're locked in. You just got to play about with it, but it's just one little recess. So where that arrow is indicated to your bolt, that is permanently locked. Okay, so to loosen it, all you do is slacken them out and you can rotate everything else. So just remember, if you're rotating the head, you must have this arrow aligned to at least one of those bolts to lock it in place. So we need to take this head off. Now grab your mount head. As you can see at the bottom there is a screw thread. You then place the pier mounting, line it up along the bolt. Now I've noticed it can be a bit difficult to push that in, so just wiggle it about until the thread's exposed, then thread in the bottom base. Top tip, when I mentioned about that marker, I always like to line this arrow with the tripod leg that's pointing north. Now the reasons for that tripod leg is to give you an idea of where North Star could be. Alright, and it's just a little pointer or marker. So again, I like to have this mark in line with the mount, like so, like that, and this line with the tripod leg. So you lock it in place. Alright, you want it locked up so it doesn't rotate. I mean, it needs to be quite tight. So you want it as tight as possible so that this does not move. So the mount does not move, or the pier extension top cap. So before you place the mount on top of the tripod, get in the habit of, when you're setting up for observing or for astro imaging, get in the habit of adjusting the tripod, making sure it's level on the ground. Now the tripod has to be pointing north. As you notice here, there is a spirit bubble just there. At the moment I am not level, so what you have to do is place the tripod on the ground, slacken each of the lock screws or lock knobs on the tripod legs and level it down. Okay, so I've locked it in place. As you can see, the bubble is moved slightly. So we try a different angle, and as you can see, the bubble is inside the circle. Maybe I need to adjust it slightly, but as long as you're within that circle, your tripod is level. So now we've got the EQ head. We've already installed the top half of the pier, okay, and we're going to install it on top like so. Tighten up the screws. Now at the moment the mount's on alt-azimuth mode, okay, or alt-az also known as, which basically gives you the left and right, up and down. It's quite simple. Just slacken it out and you can go into equatorial mode. Okay, I've noticed there's a bit of free play. Now don't let that dishearten you, okay, but what I found out is, if you, because that's quite slack, okay, it's not going to impede so much on the views. So if you're going to use it in any motion, make sure this is locked down. So if to lock it down, that free play is gone. Okay, that free play is gone. So if you're observing and this is slack, it's going to upset you. Okay, so wherever you use it for using the mount, make sure you lock down that. Also make sure that when you pull alignment, screws are also locked down as well. Okay, this will eliminate a lot of the frustration. So with this locked down, this bolt at the back will be not free to rotate, so you need to slacken this out and then take a closer look at the arrow. As you can see, I've got that in line with the mount here, and this is in line in front of the leg here. Okay, as we pan down across, this leg with the bubble level, this leg will be the pointer when I want to align it to Polaris, the North Star. Use the front leg as a marker. Alright, I know it sounds daft, but this actually does work, and it works It's a really good process, and it makes it easier so you can line up the North Star or in the north position. Now get your counterweight shaft. You then place it into this recess here, this thread. You screw it on like so. Tighten it up all the way up till it fits flush. Don't over tighten it, as long as it's not going to move anywhere. So now the counterweight shaft is secure, you can then put your counterweight. Slot it, so it's in there, slacken the bolt, just put it in any position. You must place this bolt here. You must put that at the bottom. There's a thread at the bottom. Now this spacer or bolt will stop the counterweight if it's slack. It doesn't need to be fully tight. You can tighten up with a screwdriver, but just hand tight will be enough. This is very crucial. If you didn't put that in there, and that counterweight will fall because this is not tightened up. So this is quite heavy, so make sure that this locking bolt and spacer is provided on there. If you don't put that in there and this falls, this is going to hurt you, or it's going to hurt someone else. So very crucial that you put that in place. Now the other thing I need to highlight is you should never place the telescope first. You should always get in the habit of placing the counterweight first, never the telescope tube, because I'm going to show you what will happen. This is what will happen if you don't put the counterweight onto the mount. So you put the telescope tube on there, this is what will happen. See? You don't want to do that, okay? That's why you must put the counterweight first, never the telescope tube, because that's what will happen. Right, this telescope tube will collide on the base or the tripod, and you're going to damage the optics or the tube. Okay, so always put the counterweight on there. Okay. So now we're going to install the main telescope tube, attaching it to the dovetail on each of the threads, as you see there. Alright, there's 3 threads, and you can have different positions where you want to go. However, when you're installing the tube, make sure that both clutches are tight. Okay, well, at least the RA axis on this mount in particular. So make sure all clutches are tight before installing this telescope onto the mount. So what we're going to do, line it up on here like so, and just screw in telescope there. Okay, so that's the telescope now secured onto the mount. So we're now going to counterbalance the telescope. Now counterbalancing is a very crucial part of any basic setup or professional setup. The whole idea of counterbalancing is to ensure that both axes are moving smoothly, and make sure you don't put on any undue stress within your gearing system on your mount. Plus it provides a smooth movement as well when you're operating the telescope. So when you're rotating the telescope, moving the mount into the night sky, you're going to get a smooth movement all the way through. The counterbalance is also there to prevent damaging your telescope. And the reason to show you this is the mount counterbalance, right? This is what happens, right, if you remove any of the clutches. Alright, just you watch. This is the reason why you must counterbalance. So I slacken this out, and this is what happens. See that there? Alright, do it again. See that? This is the reason why we need counterbalance. Because if you're putting telescopes, if you're putting an eyepiece, or you're putting a finder scope in there, or camera, any extra weight, you're going to get this. So the whole idea with the counterbalance, the whole idea of the counterbalance system is to enable you to adjust the weight evenly, so that when you're adding extra weight onto the telescope tube and all that, you're going to stop this from happening. And so you must counterbalance every time you set up. That is definitely one of the rules you must do, okay? To achieve it, all you have to do is lock both axes together, right? First thing that I will do is start on the deck axis, right? There's no which way you want to do about it. We need to adjust the deck axis. And to do this, you can either take off the dovetail, like so. Line it up to the next hole. Again, what I've noticed that this is very fiddly with this system. Line up the few holes. So I don't particularly like that, to be honest with you. But it's locked in place. It's already starting to balance out. However, if I'm putting a camera on there, it's going to drop and fall quite a bit. So another way to adjust it is you got your tube clamps. You slacken them like so, whilst I'm holding the telescope main tube, and I can push it back like so. Tighten those up, and as you can see, the deck axis is now free to rotate, okay, and it's not causing any excessive movement or a tendency to free or swing out. So that is balanced on that side. So what we're going to do next is we're going to adjust the RA axis. So again, lock the deck axis. Always lock one axis before you operate the next axis. Slacken the RA axis. We slacken it, and again maintaining contact between the counterweight shaft or the main telescope tube. What you're doing is ensuring that the telescope swings out but doesn't land or hit the mount or the tripod. So what you're trying to do is find out where to adjust the counterweight. And as you can see, the counterweight's all the way up to the top. So we lock the RA axis. Once that's locked, we adjust the counterweight like so. We then, remaining points of contact with the mount or the camshaft balance or the tube, slacken the RA axis and slowly tilt. See, we're slightly bit top heavy there. Check it on the other side. Yeah. So same again. Tighten up the RA axis. Slide down the counterweight. Once that's locked in place, again, 3 points of contact or 2 points of contact at all times with the telescope or the counterweight. slacken the Ore axis, push the telescope, okay, and there you go. See that there? We've now got the mount Ore axis balanced. And just to double check that all your telescope can free to rotate, you can slacken the deck axis as well, so both axes are slack on the clutches, and the whole idea is you should have smooth movements all the way around with no tendency to swing out. Okay, this is now counterbalance achieved. Bear in mind that you do need to adjust the counterbalance when you're fitting heavier eyepieces or you're fitting accessories or a camera. So you may need to tweak the tube, you may need to tweak the counterweight even further. Alright, but this is now a fully counterbalanced system. And that's what you want to achieve. So, as you can see here, there is a male bracket. That is where the red dot finder is going to go. So you slacken these screws on the red dot finder and you're going to slide it along that bracket. Okay, it goes a certain way. Okay, you slide it on there. It doesn't matter how much angle you want to place it at. Alright, you just want it so that you can tighten this up, tighten the screws up. Don't over tighten them, just enough so that the whole red dot finder is secured. So now, as you can see, before we start using the telescope, there's one thing I have noticed. Now this is straight out of the box, and already, as you can see there, the optics seems to be slightly out. However, on the primary mirror, because it's fixed, the actual laser is central. So that's really handy to have, really, to have a primary mirror that's fixed. So I'm slightly out. Actually, I mean, it's not that much, to be honest with you. But this is the thing. Using a laser collimator or the Cheshire eyepiece will help you get the best results, okay, to get perfect images. And as you can see there, I'm only slightly out, but all I need to do is do a few tweaks on the secondary to get what I need. So if I do a few tweaks on there, maybe I can get collimated. But it's only slight, it's not that much. I need to slacken the screw, tighten up using the issued Allen key. Okay, slacken that one. Okay. Go to the next adjustment. Okay, back it off, I'm doing too much there. The idea is to get the dot in through the sight. Okay, try again there. Bit more adjustment. It is fiddly. A bit more. Okay, we're perfect there. And we'll just have a look at the primary mirror. Oh, we're centre. You can see the laser at the centre of the primary mirror. We're still there. And the adjustment now is collimated. So please refer to my videos. I have done one on the laser collimation and I've done one on the Cheshire, on the Solar Mark Cheshire eyepiece. Please follow those guides because it's a bit more in depth. But for sake of that, I mean, I'm bang on there now. So it just shows you that even when it comes out of the box, you still got to collimate a Newtonian reflector. Alright, it's the way it is with these telescopes. So please refer to the other guides. Watch those videos because I do cover collimation in detail. But these are the only adjustment screws there is on this telescope. And the only bugbear I have with this telescope, because if you see the dot right back at the back of that mirror, just behind there, there's no like little donut, so you can see where that center actually is. But looking at from my experiences, I mean, I can tell that straight away, that center. So it's not perfect collimation, but it's going to give me better images. Apart from that, it was slightly out, but it's not bad actually, to be honest with you. Don't forget, this has just come out of the box, so not bad at all there. So we've got a telescope, and I want to suggest this point, right? This particular point, right? Now, most beginner telescopes, right, are designed for outside purposes. Now, most beginners and newcomers into astronomy will be so excited to set up the telescope, right, and they want to start viewing the night sky and all that. It's particularly like the moon, for example. However, their biggest mistake is they will set up the telescope, they'll open the window, drag it to the nearest object they want to view, and the first thing they're going to see once they put the eyepiece in and they focus the image, they're going to get vastly disappointed. And what they'll see when they look at the moon, or what particular feature they're looking at, they see a really bad shimmering effect, right? The image looks very blurred, it seems to be out of place, and it gets worse as well, even in summer. So what's happening, this effect, this blurred image effect, as if the image is in water or something, what's happening is the window is open and all the heat from your warm room is escaping into the atmosphere. And that's what's causing that horrible turbulence effect in your images. So please get in the habit, when you set up your telescope, please do not use a telescope indoors. Scientific instruments are meant to be set outside to cool down. Once the optics are cooled down, you can start observing or start taking pictures. When you do that, you'll get the best possible, most clear images available. Much better than you'll get if you're viewing your telescope using the telescope indoors. So please, everyone, if you're just starting out, get in the habit, take the telescope outside and use it outside. You will get the best views, and I can guarantee that. We need to align our red dot finder in line with our main telescope tube. Now you can do this process, you can use this to locate a terrestrial object, Alright, it doesn't have to be anything particular. It could be a signpost, it can be an aerial, it could be anything. Okay, and the idea is you can set it during the day, even through your window, locate a target you want to see, line up to the tube and adjust the red dot finder. So I'm going to take you through a quick video and show you how to do that. So the good thing about this Skywatcher AZ-EQ Avant mount is I do like this 1/4 Whitworth thread, which I can connect a DSLR camera like this. I locate the hole and I'm going to thread it through onto the base of this mount. Okay, as you can see there, the mount can easily support a camera. I mean, this is just a standard DSLR camera, and again, if you're fitting a heavy camera or whatever, you must adjust the counterweight. So the counterweight must be adjusted, okay, like so. And as you can see there, the counterweight is adjusted to the mount and the camera main body. You don't have to have the counterweight for a camera, but I think it's better for the mount and ease of use. You can always take it off, but this is where the mount has more than one use. Now alternatively, if you can manage a little bit of budget and you want to invest on a better clamping system, I highly recommend, I mean the thread part is okay for a light telescope and a camera, however I would prefer something like this. Now this is a Vixen Dovetail clamp. Again, I got this from 365 Astronomy. It's a really good retailer as well. This is an aluminium and it's got a brass dovetail, Vixen dovetail clamp. It weighs around about 280 grams overall weight, so it's not going to add particular weight as such. And the thing is you need to look out for is it's got the 1/4 thread. It's quite simple to fit, okay. All you have to do is you line up that hole, tighten up the screw, okay, like so, and you just tighten up, making sure that that's square, okay, and that's it. That is the dovetail mounting. And as you can see already, if I should demonstrate to you, we place the telescope tube. We're placing the tube, we slide it like so, and look at that. We have now got the Vixen dovetail tightened up, and it's a much better fixing. It's a lot more sturdier. There's no free play or any chance of free play. And the good thing is, if you're balancing, you can always slacken. So hold the tube like so. So when you're holding the tube, slacken the bolt. And the thing is, the nice little trick is you can slide it up and down like so. So if you're fitting a camera or a heavy eyepiece, if you get counterbalance problems, you can slide this down, get to the desired level you want, and then lock it in place like so. That's so easy, it's very effective. The Vixen dovetail only costs around about £31. Again, if you're interested in purchasing this Vixen dovetail, check the link below, okay, for 365 Astronomy. They will have this for sale, and it's a really good Vixen dovetail. Very well made as well, and again it's aluminium, alright, so it's well built and it's tough, and I like how it's got a brass fixing there as well. So very good investment. It's a fantastic upgrade for this mount, and for that matter it's for any of the Skywatcher Star Adventurer mounts as well. And this is one of the key things that I like to address to Skywatcher. With this AZ-EQ Avant mount, I think they should supply this as standard. If it's a sort of like a budget made variant, anything is going to be better for securing than the 1/4 thread width on the actual mount. So I thought I'd share this idea, and again, if you're interested, please check that link, alright, and order one today. This is an aluminium L-shaped bracket, okay, and you can use this in conjunction with this dovetail clamp. So if you want to use a camera and a mount for normal photography, all you have to do is take off the counterweight. You can have the counterweight in place if you wish. You don't have to for normal photography. Take off the counterweight. Take off the shaft. You're going to loosen the latitude bolt. Then
tilt the mount, set the latitude to alt-azimuth. Okay, you're going to lock it in place like so. Now with this orientation, if you're going to use a standard thread, you're going to have your camera in a vertical or portrait mode. So that's the reason why you need to use an L-shaped bracket. So you slide the L-shaped bracket like so. Now the thing is, you've got to be careful with this bracket, is this little bit sticks out. That's the only qualm I have about this bracket. So you have to slide it one way and it has to go this way. Like so. Lock the screw on the Vixen. That's the L shape in place. And then you can mount your camera in the horizontal or landscape position. Lock down the screw. Once you get to tight, there is a second lever where you then just a fine adjustment that way. Okay. So now this mount can now be used in normal photography. I mean, especially for time-lapse videos and stuff like that. Alright, it's a fantastic mount and it's so rigid. However, you can use the counterweight, but to be honest with you, I prefer to use the counterweight system because it's going to balance the weight on this side and you're going to get much better smooth movements on the mount. But you can use it without a counterweight system, but I prefer it with the system, to be honest with you. Because all it's going to do is going to minimise vibrations and dampening, and particularly if you've got any, as you can see there, a lot smoother. That is quite a substantial mount, right? You can pay a lot of money for proper tripods and camera tripods for photography. And the reason why I got this mount is I can use it for other things. Alright, so this mount has a lot of purposes, it's quite useful, and the price you pay for a lot of tripods, I think this is more than adequate for photography. A lot of professional photographers might disagree with me on this. However, for me, being on a budget, I think this is a much more adequate mount, and you can use it for many purposes. He does have some shortfalls, is with this L-shaped bracket, you might not be able to put any cables in there, so you might struggle. So what you have to do to get the spacing right, to get your cables on there, all you have to do is slacken the lock screw, okay, like so, and then slide it out like so. Lock it in position, put it in there, and as you tilt the head on the deck axis, right, it gives you a bit more gap to put in your cables and all that. The only disadvantage is if you put an external battery on there, you're a bit limited on that. But for a really good mount that's very steady, heavy duty, this mount is more incapable. All right, and if you're a budding or you're an expert photographer, right, this could be the mount for you.
So that concludes part 2 on the setup of your Skywatcher 114mm Skyhawk. I hope this will help you set up your telescope. By doing this, the setup, you're going to have a good start already getting some awesome views from this telescope. Again, if you're interested in buying a telescope like this, alright, please check out the link for Rother Valley Optics. They sell this telescope at a decent price. They also do they do other brands of this series. Alright, please check out the Rother Valley Optics link, alright, to order one today. I hope you like watching this video. Please give a thumbs up on this video. If you're new to this video, alright, and you want to keep updated with the new videos coming out soon, please, if you want to follow me through my astro adventures through this telescope, please subscribe to my channel and please hit the bell, alright, hit the notifications, and you will be updated with the new videos coming out very, very soon. And believe me, wow, I will have a lot of videos, alright, that I've got coming this way for you guys and girls. So thanks again, thanks for watching, and remember, the whole idea of this channel is to unleash the power of astronomy to all of you guys, the viewers out there. This is very important. We're going to show you the ways of astronomy and take you through the night sky so that you too and many others can enjoy astronomy and have the passion for this fantastic hobby. So thanks again, thanks for watching, and I wish you all clear skies.